Contrary to general belief, walking does not appear so late in humans. In fact, it's in the mother's womb. The fetus is already biologically prepared for walking. It takes alternate steps with very good coordination between its arms and legs. And this walking is still present at birth. We know that because it has long been considered a reflex that disappears around the age of 2 to 3 months. It has now been demonstrated in numerous studies that this is not so. Babies from birth never stop walking. If you put babies in water, they are quite capable of taking steps, because in this situation their body weight is supported. We have also shown that if we plunge 3-day-old newborns into virtual reality, with little virtual treadmills below their feet, giving them the illusion that they are moving forward, this triggers a walking gait with alternating steps.
To facilitate its walking movements, baby is supported vigorously by the arms. One of the difficulties is equipping it with these little grey balls, markers installed on key points of the joints.
Okay. Now we'll be able to see your knee.
Using several cameras, the markers are detected. It is now up to baby, no longer hindered by its weight, to walk.
It's magnificent.
This is not so easy for the uninitiated to see. Nevertheless, stimulated by the virtual treadmill, this 3-month-old baby makes walking movements as the cameras record. Hey-ho, off we go! Well, almost.
What does this mean? It means that this walking basically is biologically prepared to adapt to any environment in which humans might find themselves. It's a question of survival.
Crawling is generally very common between 4 and 12 months. Scientists have shown that crawling enables the development of lateral vision and therefore of spatial awareness. And so baby becomes aware of the void. The cliff experiment demonstrates that this child, who has been crawling for several months, is afraid of the hole. Avoiding the void is not an innate reflex, contrary to what has been believed for many years. But some children, for reasons as yet unexplained, will not crawl.
The child's first steps are considered basically like a second birth. It's as though the child has severed its umbilical cord by itself this time, to be able to explore distant places where until now it has not been able to go, in an independent manner. It is going to be able to reach objects that were, until now, forbidden. It will be able to communicate verbally with its mother at a distance. And this is truly a revolution.
However, this revolution will take place gradually through learning, as shown by these movements captured by computer. The child must master separating its legs, and it must above all learn to place its foot properly, not flat, but raising the heel as older children do. As with walking, babies start learning language inside their mother's womb. Listen, it's the mother's voice as heard by the baby in utero.
In fact, the baby already begins to work on its mother's voice, which means that at birth, not only does it recognize its own mother's voice, but it's even capable of recognizing its mother tongue compared with a foreign language, even when spoken by unknown individuals.
But these are not the only talents baby has. Up to the age of 6 months, baby is a universal listener, which means it is able to distinguish all sounds in all languages.
Very good. I'm starting the experiment in Tamil.
The scientist has conditioned the baby to associate each new sound with the lighting up of a fluffy toy. By turning towards the panda just before it lights up, baby confirms that it has heard a difference. An assistant then recaptures the baby's attention before the next test.
In Tamil, there are two types of L, the la and the la, and we French speakers can't hear the difference at all. Well, when we test very young children of around 6 months of age, we can observe that no matter what their mother tongue is, they are able to hear all these distinctions.
Take the test and try to hear the difference. Difficult, isn't it?
Little by little, during the first year of life, babies specialize in the sounds of their mother tongue. And this specialization is extremely useful because it means that they will be able to recognize the sounds of their mother tongue as quickly as possible, and therefore they will stop hearing the distinctions that don't exist in their own language.
Babies have a predisposition for hearing the sounds, but how do they learn the difficult structure of the language? Recent studies have shown that from the age of 3 months, a baby's brain is capable of detecting the repetitions of words.
Rock-a-bye baby on the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock.
By observing the zones of the baby's brain that are activated, it has been possible to demonstrate that the little person is capable of breaking up the flow of sounds received and isolating words from it.
On the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. Using cerebral imaging techniques, it has been possible to observe that the same zones are activated in 3-month-old babies as in adults listening to the language. And what's more, these are the same zones we see for sign language. In the morning, baby wakes up. Oh, he's hungry. He cries. What's he want? He wants to eat.
These children can all hear, but are too young to talk. Nevertheless, with their parents, they are learning a language that is once again in fashion, sign language.
Oh, more? He asked for more. Oh, but children love to say more. These are the signs that come up the most often. More either for food or after a song that they've really enjoyed. So we have the cake. Chocolate, sometimes, a little bit later. Chocolate. And then poo-poo.
This new method helps parents to understand their children better in day-to-day life, to avoid frustrations at a time when the child is able to pronounce only a few words.
Okay, he stopped. Sleepy buys, yes, you're sleepy. Go to sleep. Children learning a spoken language begin to babble by pronouncing syllables. Children learning sign language begin to babble with their hands. From 18 months on, we see the first phases, in sign language as in spoken language. And in fact, it is quite possible for a child to grow up bilingual in sign and spoken language, just as it is possible for a child to grow up bilingual in 2 spoken languages. Here, for example, with this child, who obviously wants something, she can't say it. It's impossible. So she makes the signs for cheese, more. And she's happy because she's been able to communicate her wish.